This is a very, very serious video, and I'm going to be very, very blunt. YouTube is screwed, and a ton of YouTubers are going to be really screwed, and I'm talking possibly bankrupt screwed. And you may very well see a lot of YouTubers just quitting YouTube altogether, whether they're forced to or because it's so frustrating to even make videos on YouTube that it's just people are going to just find another, job, or they're going to do something else with their life. That's how serious this is. This is the hugest change that YouTube has ever made, or it's the hugest change that has been on YouTube, and demonetization is nothing compared to this. And I'm going to explain everything, and I know it's going to seem boring, but it's extremely vital and important that you, even if you're just a person that enjoys watching YouTube videos from your favorite creators, not just me, but it's extremely important to have your cooperation on this, whether you're a YouTuber, content creator, whatever, or a person that really just loves YouTube. This is something you're definitely going to want to pay attention to. And I'm going to really ask you guys to tweet this to any person that plays games, okay? Like, to call out some YouTubers, Lawrencide, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Jay from the Cub Scouts, Gloom, Razboski, Cinnamon Toast Kin, like Dan TDM, especially Dan TDM, not especially, but that's really important. Tweet this to all of those people that you like, that play games, that make Roblox videos, Flamingo. This affects them immensely, or potentially it will be. Now, I know that I'm being very dramatic, or it might seem that I'm being dramatic, but this is a huge freaking deal that I'm going to get into. But it's extremely important for me to reiterate how important this actually is, because it affects me. It's going to affect every YouTuber, really. That's why you should care about this. So I'm going to keep this as brief as I possibly can. YouTube was sued by the FTC because they broke a law called COPPA. You probably heard that term floating around now. It's a big deal. So the FCC, and I don't know everything, but the FCC established COPPA to protect children. Apparently it is illegal to collect children's information. Well, YouTube has been doing this for a while, for a long time. They've been targeting children specifically, knowing, like, actual children under 13. They've been targeting ads to be directed towards those children, which is actually really illegal. You can't do that without a child's parents' consent. Now, of course, why would any creator know about this? No one I didn't even know what COPPA was until this whole thing started happening. And why would we know this? Like, no one teaches us this. But if you're a big corporation, this is the kind of stuff that you need to know. So YouTube, there's no other way to put it. They broke it. And then they got fined by the FCC for $170 million. And the agreement that they came up with is now creators are going to have to mark their videos as kid-friendly content, or made for kids, specifically made for kids or not made for kids. Now, this creates a huge problem, an insane problem. I'll explain why. The guidelines that they have set for videos that are made for kids are extremely vague, except for a few points. Because, like, when a normal, rational person thinks of, like, what is kids content, the first thing that's going to come to your mind, I guarantee you, it's going to be ABCs, those hand videos. Basically, if you have, like, a little nephew like I do, the kind of stuff that they watch where, like, you can hear the ABCs, the shark doo-doo songs. There's very clear content out there that is targeted for kids. But what happens when it comes to things that, like, stuff like I make, for instance, like gaming videos, Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, animations? That's where it gets very, very confusing. And this is what's going to affect so many YouTubers, because even though they're not kids content, the FTC might think that they're kids content. And here's the big issue. If you don't mark your video as directed towards kids, and the FTC thinks that it's directed towards kids, you could be fined up to $42,000. This is why this is such a huge deal. And this is per video. You're talking about people that have thousands of videos. Like myself, I think I have about over 2,000 videos on my channel. Now, I do not consider myself a kids content or a kids creator, or my content is not meant for kids. I have played my fair share of family-friendly things, but never have I changed my language to be like, let's sing the ABCs today, or try to change my language in a way that is only specifically for kids. Now, you've seen a lot of YouTubers stop cursing because of demonetization and things like that. But Even if you do not consider yourself a kids-directed, content creator or a kids-directed channel, doesn't mean you're not going to be affected by this. This is what is so scary. So about a week ago, every single YouTuber was greeted with this thing right here. And basically, here is where you get to pick that my channel, my entire channel is made for kids. I upload content that's made for kids. No, Seth, this channel is not made for kids. I never upload content that's made for kids. Or you can pick individually for each video. Now, every time you upload a video, it's very similar to this. You just got to say whether it's kid-directed or not kids-directed. Now, what is kids-directed? There's actually an option for that. What's content made for kids? They talk about COPPA, obviously the reason why this is happening, and here's where things get extremely confusing. When deciding whether or not your channel is made for kids, you should consider various factors, including subject matter of the video. Educational content made for preschoolers. That's extremely obvious. Just like I said, that's extremely obvious. I think people know the difference between that and something like a gameplay video of Roblox or Minecraft or something like that. Whether the video includes child actors or models, okay, so kids being in the video. Whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures. What does that mean? What about Pokemon? That's considered for kids, but so many adults love Pokemon. Animation videos that are not directed towards kids, like, aka like Family Guy, it's a cartoon, it's animated, but it's for adults. What about that kind of content? Like who's deciding whether something is for kids and not for kids? This is what is so scary because it's so vague. There's no clear, like, how am I as a creator supposed to say with 100% certainty that something is for kids and something's not for kids? It doesn't work that way. And this is what the FTC needs to know. Okay, I'm gonna talk a lot more about this, but what can you do about this to stop this from happening? The FTC actually opened up for comments. I believe it was a creator. I don't know all the details, but they made it to basically where we can leave a comment on the FTC's website and tell them why this is a horrible idea. And this is what you need to do. And this is why I want every creator that could potentially be affected by this to also make a video saying this, because this is real stuff. This is not something you could ignore. PewDiePie, it blows my mind they haven't made a video on this already. PewDiePie needs to be making a video on this. All the big YouTubers, every YouTuber that makes content, wants to be a YouTuber, anything like that, you need to be making a video on this because this is real. This is real, okay? And if you think that I'm overreacting, here's exactly what the FCC thinks of YouTubers. They literally call this fish in a barrel. It's, the saying shooting fish in a barrel? It's really easy.
We also think that YouTube has strong incentives to police its platform, both to avoid future enforcement actions by the FTC, but also because it's offering this platform to content creators. And if the FTC is bringing independent piecemeal actions against content creators for violating COPPA, that may discourage content creators from posting content on YouTube. So the analogy that I think of, imperfect, is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel. And YouTube is the barrel, and the content creators are the fish. And so it's a place where this content is centralized, and essentially it's easy for us to find.
We're not just fish in a barrel. We're actual people with actual careers. That doesn't sound like a person that's understanding. That doesn't sound like rules that are exactly fair. Judging by that language and the way that they speak, the only thing that we can deduce is they're gonna target us. They're gonna target YouTubers, and they're gonna make examples out of people and find people a ton of money. And do they care that people are gonna be on the streets? Do they care that people are going to just lose years upon years of work? No. Why? Because they haven't watched a lick of YouTube in their life. You're basically getting these older people, all right, this is essentially what it is, to stick their hand in things that they don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. And the thing is that there's solutions. There's actual solutions that would not screw everyone over. And that's why you need to go to that website and tweet them. And there's a ton of more things you could do. Every board member of the FCC has a Twitter. You can contact them if you want. I'm not saying leave hate comments. It's not about leaving hate comments. This is the time where everyone's got to be professional and just legitimately say why this is a bad thing for YouTubers and what can we do to fix it. There's got to be another solution, and that's what me and a ton of other YouTubers are trying to do right now. I know Chad Tronic, he's been really affected by this, and he made a really great video on it, as well as other YouTubers. There's another Roblox YouTuber I can't think of his name right now because I don't know them, but they're meeting with the FCC. So there's people, doing things, but we need to do everything we can to make sure that this doesn't happen, because literally it could mean like, it could mean the end for a lot of YouTubers and for YouTube itself, because like with all these changes, it used to be easy to make videos online, but now with demonetization, with copyright claims, and now this, like, it's just like, it's creating videos online, it's just all the rules are just slowly coming in and constricting and just choking people out and all the creativity with it. And it's gonna come to a point where people are just gonna not wanna be on YouTube anymore and create things on YouTube. And the thing is with this COPA thing, it's not like I'm saying that COPA is wrong. It's not nothing about that. It's the fact that we, the creators, are responsible for YouTube's mistake. Because let's not forget that this is actually YouTube's mistake. We had nothing to do with it. It goes to show how much YouTube really cares about its creators, that now we could possibly get fined for $42,000 per video because of a mistake that they made, and now they give us these vague guidelines. The kicker, they can't even give us any advice. You know what they say? They say, seek legal counsel, aka get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. YouTube's like a billion-dollar company? Multi-billion? I don't remember. A lot of money. $170 million is a drop in the bucket for Google. They can take that kind of loss. We cannot take that kind of loss. If the FTC decides that, hey, your Roblox video or your Hello Neighbor video or whatever thing like that, anything that they decide that is breaking this COPA law, a person could just go bankrupt, What can you do? It's the government. You can't really... we don't have endless amounts of money to fight these things. So it's very, very stressful, and not even the stress that it's going to put on people. This is why I'm saying people are just going to stop caring about YouTube. They're going to move on. YouTube is destroying itself. Like, I just feel as a creator that the future of YouTube is just going to implode on itself. And another thing that's very important about this as well is that the FCC is claiming to do this to protect kids, but what they're actually doing is de-incentivizing people from making great quality kids content, because no one does anything for free. You need money. Money makes the world go around. Like, we do things for money, and that's not the only reason, but you need money to do things for a living, or else you can't do it. So all of this quality kids content, the people that are uploading it are not going to be uploading it anymore, and everyone's going to start getting really adult oriented. People are going to start cursing that didn't curse before, and now all this kids content that was great for kids, that was on the YouTube Kids app that exists. I have so much to say about this. All that kids content is going to dry up. It's not going to exist, and kids are still going to watch. You can't stop the kids from watching any YouTuber that they want to watch. That's what I'm saying. This is not a solution. It's not a solution at all, because the kids are going to do what they want. Why? Because the parents don't care. They honestly don't. They don't care. Maybe a handful of parents care, but the parents do not care. They're going to let their kids get on their iPads, their iPhones that they own. They're going to watch any content that they feel like making, and it's going to be the same thing, except now the choice of having the kids content is not going to be there. So this is what you need to tell the FCC. You need to tell them this is why this is a bad idea. It's not doing it. It's not about saving my own skin, because I'm actually a low impacted channel, I believe, because I play a lot of adult things like Yandere Simulator and such. That I'm a low impacted channel. But when it comes to a YouTube channel, and what comes to mind is someone like Flamingo, a YouTuber that I really, really like. He makes nothing but Roblox content. Imagine, a person from the FCC that's getting paid to flag these videos because they know it's going to make them a ton of money and it's going to make the superiors happy or whatever, however it works. They can just look at his channel and be like, that's directed towards kids, and you don't freaking have a say in it. Guess what? You're going to get fined a ton of this money. You think that person is going to keep making videos? No, they're not. This is why this is such a huge problem. And I haven't even gone through all of the guidelines, but that was enough. That was enough. There's also whether the language of the video is intended for children to understand. I would like to think that that's referring to, again, like the, preschooler content, ABCs and things like that. Like, hey guys, like that's what I think it's talking about. I don't do that. Whether the video includes activities that appeal to children, such as play acting, simple songs, or just games. Okay. or early education. Activities that appeal to children. What is that? This is what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of things could appeal to children, but that doesn't mean it's not for adults. Whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems for children. Okay. Pretty easy to figure out. Or any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience, like empirical evidence of the video's audience. How about the analytics? How about the analytics that you give us, YouTube? Oh, but they say YouTube analytics is not designed to help determine if your content is child directed. What other information could we possibly give to YouTube, to FCC, whatever? How could you prove anything other than the data that we're given? YouTube holds a lot of data from us, by the way. They always have, because they can't give all the information out to creators. So we only can work with what we're given, and we're given nothing. It's insane. I don't get it. Then it says, as a creator, you know your videos and your audience best, and it is your legal responsibility to comply with COPPA. Why? Why is it our legal responsibility? Shouldn't it have been YouTube's legal responsibility? And then they didn't. They didn't. It would be different if we can target who we want to reach, but we cannot. We can stop making kids content if we know what that is. We have no control of the ads that go on our videos or who they go out to. YouTube does. Which is why they need to be held accountable, not us. It doesn't make any sense for us to be fined for something that is really not our fault. So like, I don't even know why they call it YouTube anymore. It's just screw you, Tube is what it should be called. Screw you, Tube. They should just add a screw on there, because it's honestly what it feels like, you know? And it's scary. You know, it is very, very scary. I've worked so hard to build up my channel, only for some people that don't even watch YouTube to say that, okay, hey, you're violating this law, which you're not. We're not. YouTube is. That's why so badly, so desperately, you guys have to go and leave a, you know, not hate comments. No, it's not about hate comments. It's about doing everything you can to let the FCC, got it, I can't remember. Let them know why this is a horrible thing and it's going to be more damaging than it's doing good. You got to remember that. It's not helping kids. It's actually damaging them more than it's helping. And we all know how things work in the world today. The more people say that something's not right, that's how things change. Just get on Twitter. If you've never been on Twitter or social media, then you would, you know, that's how it works. You just get enough people to say, hey, this is stupid. No, stop it. Then things change. And that's what you got to do. So please share this with any creator that plays games on YouTube. If they think for 1 second that this doesn't affect them, they're horribly mistaken. And, you know, I guess one could hope. My biggest hope is that, like, I'm just being dramatic and everyone's being dramatic. And that would be fantastic if we were just being dramatic. And then, guess what? Then nothing happens and we're all good. But what if we're not being dramatic and this is actually a serious thing where people are going to lose their careers? It doesn't hurt to share it. If you're a YouTuber watching this, just freaking make a video on it. Yes, it's going to break your schedule up a little bit, but this is serious. Again, if it turns out everything's going to be fine and it's like we're being overreacting, then fine. That's fine, right? Nothing happened. Just make a video on it. I'm telling you, just do it. You got to get people to do this to help us. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. And I love you guys. Thank you for everything you've given me. And if, you know, all of this leads to me stopping YouTube, I want to let you know that you are the only reason I ever did it. You were the reason why. There's so much more I just want to say, but I'm thankful to have this opportunity as best as I have. It's been a dream. It's always been a dream. Even through all the struggles, I've realized it's a dream, and I couldn't have done this without you. So please help. That's it. Bye.